How's it going, everyone? Welcome to the Aftercast. This is episode 70. I am your host, Victory Saber 77. I am back, and we're going to be full shows from now until, well, all right, cool. Sorry, I was checking my phone. I'm getting blasted with some tweets there, so I'm just looking. But we're back, and I was on vacation, wedding anniversary and such, and really wanted to go to Sidefest. That's in my state, but with all the fires in my area, I had to take an extra day because I didn't want to get into my town because the air quality was really piss poor. So I wasn't able to go there. Really wanted to meet up with Daniel or Harvey Dent or Vengeance, Ultra Vengeance.
Whatever he calls himself this week.
But yeah, hopefully next time, and hopefully we'll have some type of their convention in the Pacific Northwest here. But gonna have a good show. I got some topics, and then we'll get into some stuff that we were talking about on the Cybercast and such. But let's get into some introductions here and shout out where everyone can find you. Charles, start off with you, man.
All right. I'm Charles. You can find me on Twitter and Instagram at Optimus4Prez.
Awesome. Dalton?
I'm Dalton. You can find me on YouTube, Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram at Daltonius TFs. No plans for videos this next week. There might be something, I'm not sure. Just still having a tough time.
Okay. Josh?
You can find me everywhere. G1 Hextron Facebook page. Just put the in front of it. So.
And for me, you can find me YouTube, Twitter, VictorySaber77, and for Instagram, it's the VictorySaber77. I hate saying that. It's like, I wish I could get that my name, but someone took it. But it's all good. All right.
Do you ever check and see what the fake one's doing? Like, are they even doing anything with it? Do they even post pictures or anything? I haven't looked at it.
No, I haven't looked at it. I should probably. I might.
I wonder if they even post any pictures, or if they're just like I'm just gonna hold this name for ransom.
Probably.
I'll trade you this for G1 Metro Titans.
Yeah, okay. Wait a little while. Dakota probably will be in a little bit later, but we do have the Primal Cast, which will be airing after the Aftercast, which will probably be around midnight Central Standard Time. And if you want an invite to that show, just email, direct message Dakota through Twitter or through Facebook. However means you want to do it. Through YouTube. You know his address. Mail him a letter. Go visit him. Go check it out. I don't know. But, Halls. Oh, and speaking of selfish one.
Well, hello, everyone.
How are you doing, man?
My ears were burning. What's up?
Not much. Where can people find you?
Oh, wow. I got in just in time for that. You can find me everywhere at Primal Sabbath, Facebook, YouTube, Xbox, stuff like that. Got the Aftercast, or not the Aftercast, I've got the Primal Cast coming up after this. Open invitation, whoever wants on. Hopefully you know the drill by now, but shoot me a message on Facebook or DM me on Twitter, and we'll get you on. Of course, everyone in here should be there, hopefully.
Listen to some more.
They don't dip out.
Listen
What?
Listen more of Charles' stories.
Oh.
Yeah. Hopefully we have another WA incident. So.
Cool.
I know you don't like that kind of language, James. Sorry to have to drop that, but.
I know. I mean, it's hard. I I hate the fact that my state initials are WA. I mean, it's just I want to move. It is what it is. But Trent, how you doing?
Pretty good. And you? How's it going?
Pretty good. You're a little early, man, so you caught me off guard. So where can people find you?
Find me on Facebook and Twitter at Trent Pride.
Awesome. All right. Dakota, since I see you first in my little screen of boxes, why don't you kick us off? Any hauls this week?
Hauls, yes.
Last week.
I got the Halo 5 Guardians Series 1 stuff, at least the ones that I think that matter. The campaign story characters. Backtracked and got a Halo 2 Master Chief in the McFarlane line, and I finally pretty much completed Beast Wars 2nd by picking up Scissor Boy. All I need now is Icard and Taco Tank, and then it's done. It's nice and complete, and it's wonderful. Also got the 4th figure subscription service 3.0 figure in, and I think that's it. Yeah.
Awesome. Taco Tank's pretty fun.
Yeah, no, I can't wait to pick it up.
What are you guys talking? Beast Wars or something?
Yeah,
like that?
Beast Wars
It
second.
always sounds like you're talking a second language with some of these character names. I'm like, I don't know what you're saying here. So
Yeah, the Taco Tank's pretty cool. I have it taken on my Jack Specific Godzilla. It's a nice giant squid.
it sounds like the name of a Lego set or something. So
I just think of a Godzilla character.
Charles.
I think of it as the Taco Tank. I don't.
Yeah, I think of it Beast Wars 2nd, Icard's little, tank thing that all
Tank
that
that he gives his
YouTube
cousin Scuba.
Yep, Scuba. What a laid back dude. Smokes something, I think, but it's always cool.
Yeah.
You gotta love Beast Wars 2nd. Charles, did you get something today?
No.
How about yesterday?
Nope.
How about last week?
No.
How about the last 5 months? Have you gotten anything?
Haven't got anything in for a while lately.
Cool. It's all good. Right on. You love the Hexatron mold, I know, the Mastermind Creations. Are you planning on getting the grandest Hexatron? The answer is yes, right, Boo you?
Forgot about that.
Seriously.
Not 6 Night.
It's great shot, man.
The other.
Don't say the other guy. It's great shot.
Yeah, the other Japanese character no one cares about. Like, just so nonchalant, brush it off.
It's like, just hit me where it hurts there, Charles.
But yeah, I would love to be able to pick that one up. Ever have the money again? Yeah, it would be a different. Yeah.
Definitely should be cool. Hopefully it comes out. I have a feeling it's not going to come out until like next month. I don't know. It's really dragging, but
Yeah.
Dalton, moving on to you. Anything new?
Nothing.
All right. Moving down the line, Josh.
I'm trying to remember what I actually talked about the last time because I had a really big haul. I don't know if I discussed that, but for here lately, Star Wars 6-inch Blackline Series IG-88, and I also got a it's the only one that I'm probably buying, but this little cute little thing here, man. I like her. Now her head's a little sideways, so I don't know if you can rotate the head. I don't want to break it off because I'm always breaking stuff. So I'm just gonna leave it.
Yeah, and it's mainly DC stuff that you break too, so I wouldn't even touch it. Put it on the shelf, leave it alone.
Need to leave it alone. So it's gonna sit up there with that little cute little Catwoman thing that I bought.
Awesome. And you love that IG-88 so much, I know. Watching that.
I think it's the worst figure of the line so far. Like someone told me, they were like, "Hey, you can like plug the gun into like this little bitty thing," and I even tried to look for it, and I was like, I still don't see what they're talking about. So.
Yeah, there's pegs on his like right by his wrist, forearms there. That's all.
All right. Well, I'll have to look a little bit better, but I was just so displeased with the figure that I was just like, whatever. The fact that it couldn't, swing out with the hips to just kind of give it a little bit of, like you see in, the Clone Wars, maybe a crazy stance and stuff like that. It's just sitting straight up. It's just really boring.
Yeah, his legs are really crappy.
There's no point in putting that's the whole thing, is there's no point in putting articulation in knees and the ankles when all he can do is stand straight up.
Oh, if he has to sit. I guess if he's having a bounty hunter's party with the rest of them or whatever, sitting there drinking some oil, or I don't know what he does, but All good. Trent, you got
Yes,
anything?
sir. I picked up a fans project code.
Oh wow. The new version or the old version?
No, it's the old version, but
Oh.
I was just glad to get any version of that thing.
Awesome. That's a good mold.
I'd be happy to have any version of that too, as long as it's not the virus.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Virus does look good, but yeah, that's cool. I do like that code. Let's see here. For me, hauls. I got stuff for my son, so I can't count that. But if you follow me on Instagram, you kind of know what he got. It's the new Star Wars Legos. But let's see. What did I get? I got the. I'm a wrestling fan, and so I picked up Brock Lesnar Elite number 30. So I picked him up at Walmart for like $13. I thought, oh, why not? I'll pick him up. Picked up the WCW, I think, or Blue Attire Road Warriors. I'm a huge Road Warriors fan. Hawk and Animal. I picked up another Darth Maul from the Black Line 6-inch series. I picked up another Anakin Skywalker. Because if they have dual heads, I like to have them both displayed. It's the same thing I did with Maddie, with the He-Man series. I had to buy 2 versions, which really sucks, but I was lucky enough to be able to find those. Anything else I get? I think that's about it. I don't know. Probably some other stuff. I don't know. Whatever. Moving on. Topics for today's Aftercast. Such a glorious time. Real quick, into Fans Project. We know that I collect Fans Project stuff because of the Chug series, but how do you guys feel about the increased price hike of the Function series of the Headmasters, essentially? They keep just going up, climbing a little bit.
Yeah.
Okay.
Pretty typical for anything anymore, really.
But especially with the time frame, though, I mean, it's like they wait around, like, okay, the price is going up. Okay, yeah, they are. So we'll hike them up. I mean, Code came out how many years ago? 2?
Yeah, and he
Years ago?
was $68 is what the first 30 retailed. $68. And that's what's one of the things that made them, very intriguing is like you get all this, cool design. It's a nice, it's a really nice figure, and it's only $68. Where all these other third-party companies that are making kind of Chug style, size figures without headmasters are asking $100. So it was really cool to get a really great figure for an affordable prices whenever you're talking third party.
Yeah.
And then they jumped it up with Mindwipe, which I'm just gonna call them other real names. Mindwipe. And I was like, okay, I kind of get that because the fact that he's got those long, huge wings. So I get that. But on these 2 newer ones, what are they charging? $79?
Yeah, 79, I believe.
Yeah, so it's $11 more. I mean, you're not really doing anything new that you did on the first 3, so I don't understand the price hike on it. Also, I hate getting into a line in the very beginning because you're like, I like the figure, I also like the price, and I like the direction that they're going with. Mattel's done this with Masters of the Universe. People get in from the beginning, they're charging one price, and how many times have they price hiked that, James, since the line's been going on? At least twice.
Yeah, I think 2 or 3 times.
And you're all getting into it like, I'm going to collect everything, and then it's like, a couple of different times in there, they're like price hike, and a few times later, price hike. Well, you're not talking about the same thing you're talking about with these, where it's like, there's only a few other figures. Masters of the Universe, there's like, hey, we're releasing, I don't know, how many is it? Like 12 figures a year, or 10, or something like that?
Yeah, quite a few.
Yeah, so, I mean, it ends up being like $100 extra a year, at least, so. And then there's another price hike. I just
and you're committed to it too, and you have to pay it because you'll lose the subscription if you don't, and all that.
and then your line's not complete, and you're going to miss some characters that you really wanted. So that's why I hate it. It's like, even if it started off in the beginning to where it's like, hey, we want to run this for, let's say it's a line that's going to last 2 years. Let's start the price off to compensate for probably a 2-year inflation to where we can still run the same price across the board. I know it's a little hard to judge, but I would prefer that to where, hey, you know what you're getting into from the very beginning, and it doesn't just get too expensive for you.
What I like a lot about the Transformers subscription service is, I mean, for the most part, in the last 3 years now, 4 years of doing it, it's been the same. It's just been the same. Nice, consistent, no surprises.
Mm-hmm.
Is that
Anyone else?
Yeah. I mean,
Anyone? Okay, moving on.
the end, I guess. Is that what I need to?
For me, it does suck, but I think for at least for the highbrow, it might be due to higher parts count, maybe.
True. Maybe.
But I don't know. It's hard to say at this point. But
The way I understand it, paint costs more than plastic. So, I mean, I don't know.
But if you look at all the rest of their stuff that they're selling, like even their Dinobot Lost Exio, realm or whatever they're calling it, it's at a higher price point. The Quick Switch, even though it's a bigger figure, is higher price. So I think maybe they kind of lowballed it maybe at first. Because I remember Code when he first came out was all part of a lot of the retails sites were doing it as a proceeds will go to Toys for Tots or something like that. I think at first, which was really cool. And then the rest of them came out and were like, okay, this is a good price point, and then they started going up. But I just think once they get to maybe the Horicon, since they are a bigger figure, triple changer and all that, we're gonna see them finally break that $100 or at least $99 price point. They're gonna be right up there.
Exactly. Yep.
And maybe that's what they're trying to ease us into, especially by stretching out their line over so many years and such. But I don't know. But it's just something to consider and look at. Yes.
I was gonna say that actually makes sense.
Well, I think everybody knew the Horicons were going to be more expensive, and they were going to be close to 100. That doesn't mean that the ones in between that need to increase in price, because people always bring up like, cost of plastic, cost of oil, and stuff like that. If you haven't noticed, gas prices have been going down. Like I can go get a gallon of gas for like $2.04 at this one place. So.
$2.04?
Yeah. Dude, I saw that the other day. I almost took a picture of it and been like, this is the most beautiful thing I've seen in the last 10 years. In Texas, gas prices are a little bit lower because, we've got the Gulf there. We have a lot of oil here. But in the past 2 years, it hasn't gone that much up to where it's going to be reason for a 18% increase as far as price goes.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I think it also has to do with other third-party companies kind of keeping in line with them, knowing that the fandom's willing to spend more money. Because let's be honest, Fans Project stuff is, at least the Function series, was fairly cheap. It's smaller, but it was cheaper and such. But
that made it desirable. That you're still getting something cool. I mean, you're, especially if you're not really been one of the people that are into third-party stuff, and you're like, I kind of want to dip my toe into this. Well, here's something that's cheap and very cool. Let me, just kind of test the waters with that, and maybe it kind of expands you into buying even more because you really like it. But I totally agree with you on they look at what people are willing to pay for other stuff, and they're like, well, let's throw it out there. Let's see if we can sell the same amount, and put this price on these 2 new figures, and if it sells out just like all the other ones are, and they're demanding big money on the secondary market, eBay and stuff like that, then if they're willing to pay it, then hey, we'll just keep it at that, and maybe we even do another price hike. Let's see what they're willing to pay.
True.
Yeah.
And it could be going towards funding something else that they have in mind, and they need that extra capital or whatever. Whatever the reason is, it's just kind of, it's interesting to see because it is a line that has been progressing over a long period of time, so we can see the changes and all that. So, getting into my next topic. And this could be for anything. It doesn't have to be related to Transformers, whatever, because we're all collectors here. Do you feel that you're collecting, essentially whatever you're collecting will be attainable? You will be able to complete it? Or do you feel that I'm collecting this because I like it, but I know in the back of my head it's unattainable. I'm not going to be able to, complete it all. And I'm not saying like the masterpiece line, because honestly, let's we're not going to probably be able to get all of them in our lifetime. But if you're collecting, let's say, Beast Wars or G1, something that's pretty much almost it's already completed and done, and you went back to get it, you're collecting something like that. That's what I'm trying to get at.
So,
Like,
you're asking like, do I collect because I like it, or do I collect it because I like it and I can complete it?
that you can complete it. Or
Uh,
does it turn you off that you're like, you know what, I'm not going to be able to get that, let's say, Breakdown Robot,
Yeah.
because he's $1,000. I just don't know if I'm going to have the cash ever to
It's
put down that.
it's even if I it's even if you do have the cash, it's like, can you really warrant that? Because a few other people were willing to, and it just kind of became the norm. I don't know, like, I don't, Beast Wars second, just like that Scissor Boy, like, man, that was how many? What was it, a year or two now?
Yeah.
Before I finally, found one, and the dude had it as a buy it now for $100, and I was like,
Holy crap, just that?
well, I didn't spend $100 on it, but he had it as a buy it now for $100. He
Cool.
had it in a lot with a few other things, more commonly found items. For $300, the whole lot was $300 buy it now, and I started weighing options because I was thinking about just getting those and trying to resell just those doubles of things that I would have. So, anyways, I mean, of course, like, I shot the guy an offer of like $50, and he took it. And I was like, well, at least he took that. It was more than I was really wanting to pay for it, but at the same time, it's like, well, here's this somewhat disposable portion of my income, and I want it to go to that. So,
Yeah.
that's how that kind of went down. But yeah, it was like, if that guy wouldn't have had a make an offer thing, I was thinking to myself, like, would I really drop $100 on what's essentially a power pinch with a maximal rub sign and some Japanese box,
Yep.
Unfortunately, I didn't have to go through that real deep thought process. But yeah, I mean, so that's just an example. I mean, the BotCon stuff, it's like, yeah, maybe I'll, get what I don't have here and there, and what I want, I'll prioritize and stuff like that. Because other than that, that's it. Just current stuff and backtracking that, and it's, not a whole lot left, thankfully.
How about for the rest of you guys?
I really. Oh, go ahead, Trent.
Oh,
No, you
okay.
go, Trent.
Okay. Well, yeah, I pretty much did it because I enjoy it. But as far as like ever trying to complete it, I don't think I ever will. It might be in the back of my mind, but I go with that problem.
See,
Oh yeah, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
no. I thought you were done. Go ahead.
Yeah. Plus, I kind of cherry pick anyway, so.
The end. Okay,
Being.
okay. I didn't want to interrupt you at their time, and you'd be like, dude, this dude's not coming over next year. So,
I'm sorry.
you know, with me, it all depends on the line, and I don't want to talk about any current lines, like you said, like Masterpiece or even the Star Wars Blackline series or Batman animated. So I don't want to talk about any current lines. But with, let's say, the Transformer animated, yeah, I don't know how many figures are actually in that line, or the ones that, like, I don't want any of the like little kitty ones, but yeah, I've got about 15. If I concentrated on that, then I'm sure I could complete it, here pretty soon if I wanted to. If I just concentrated everything, all my finances on completing that line, so I could do that, and I wouldn't mind doing that because I think they're really cool figures and I like the aesthetic. With the Brave series, I'm not like James where I'm gonna have every single one of them because I don't like every single one of them. There's only like a few that I do like, but I do plan on picking those up, so I will cherry pick those.
You don't get doubles of them like I do?
No.
You got almost doubles of all of them.
There's the Sonicon and the Takara version. So, yeah, I'm not doing that. The G1 collection, I've kind of come to terms. I've been, debating with myself for the past, like, month and a half of, do I want to keep on going with this? While I do love it, there's some select characters that I would keep, but am I ever going to complete this, especially whenever you get into the rare Japanese stuff? Probably not. Because here's the whole thing is, like, if I only collected Transformer G1, like I did in the beginning, dude, I was having packages come in all the time because that's all I was collecting. There was no Masterpiece. There was nothing else. But now that there's always, all these different things that I collect, that I can't tell you the last time I bought a G1 Transformer. And so the whole dream of, like, hey, all I want is Transformers G1 when I first got into it, and I want to complete that. That little dream is like dwindled down to like almost nothing, and to where it's like, well, there's still a lot of money there, so I could sell that and just keep a few and have quite a big chunk of change. So
Get a couple of bathing apes.
oh yeah, I could afford quite a few of them actually. But no, it would just help out on stuff because, like, right now, like I mentioned before, Fans Project, you're coming out with Croc, and now I'm like, dude, I can't pre-order that because, dude, if that drops at the wrong time, whenever the pay period comes around and some other stuff is coming out, then, it's gonna hurt me. So that's why I couldn't pre-order it. And I want to be able to buy whatever I want to buy whenever it's, this is announced. So it would just give me a lot of money in the bank account to just kind of pad it where, stuff comes up, then I ain't got to worry about it. But just because it's the fact that I can't complete it, I'm not going to be able to unless I hit the lottery. So
Yeah, G1 is something that I'll just touch on really quickly, and then you guys can go with your stuff. But the later you get into it, the more money you're going to invest in, especially if you're going after Takara stuff, the Japanese line, because some people will say, oh, you can pick up, like a G1 Star Saber for, $150. No, not really. Especially if you just want the mold, sure, in the crappy condition, but you're gonna be paying, a couple hundred, maybe $3. To get complete and all this other type of stuff, and with box, and it gets extremely expensive, and that's just that. Then you look at the Hasbro side, then you look at the European side, because G1 went from 84 to 93, and there's a lot of stuff in there. You got Action Masters, you got lots and lots and lots of stuff, and especially looking at like Blue Bacchus, when you're looking at the Japanese stuff, do you want a new car, or do I want to buy Blue Bacchus, Black Shadow, and Minerva, and Grandis and Grand Maximus, or do I want that nice, whatever car you want, or a new house. You know, it becomes that thing, and that's why I wanted to say like unattainable. I mean, it's like, oh man, I'm gonna drop $3,000. Oh, really? On a piece of plastic? On a
on
piece
one
of
figure.
plastic that some kid probably played with back in the day and had a great time, but now it's worth that much money. It's like, wow. But what about the rest of you guys?
For me, with animated, I don't think it's going to be too hard to attain. Then same with like Cybertron or the Prime line.
How about your movie line? Gonna get back into the movie line?
No.
Oh, okay.
I'm not getting back into that. I'm just keeping what I got, and I might sell it off at a later date. Maybe like 3 or 4 figures I might keep from that.
For me, yeah, the Planet X Dinobots and Fans Toys, yeah, at some point I'll be able to complete them. But as far as the rest, you know, I was just kind of cherry pick as far as which ones I want.
Cool. All right. Moving on to some other topics. Let me see here. There's something really quickly we'll just throw out there. The rest of you guys probably won't care too much, but Star Wars Black Series. I'm a huge Clone Wars. My son got me into it, what, 4 years ago, or whatever it started. But for the new characters coming out, we're getting Rebels, we're getting, obviously, vintage characters from the movies. But as far as like the cartoon line and all that and such, let's say Captain Rex. Captain Rex is an iconic character. But would you guys like to see him in the Phase 1, his original look? Or do you want to see him in Phase 2? Do you want to see him as the fat old dude that's balding from Rebels? Or,
Yeah, I can relate to that.
I mean, it's like, do you want to see more clones, or should they just? We got the generic, you know. We got
Captain,
Commander Cody, Sergeant, Captain, and then just a normal, you know, clone.
Yeah, I think there's 4 of them. Correct. I think I have 4 of them. Yeah.
So I mean, would you like to see like Fives, Echo, Waxer, Boyle, you know, all these other guys that actually had names? Or is that a waste?
Well, here's the thing: is like I think the questions kind of broke up into 2 things, James. One, if they release them, you and I are going to buy them.
Oh yeah,
but,
definitely.
You know, do we want to see these characters? I don't think until like Fives or some of these other guys until way later down the line. Like, give me some of our other like key characters, even side characters. Here now, because you have so many things to work with. You got the Force Awakens, you got the vintage stuff, the prequels, you got the Clone Wars. They're kind of giving it to us from everything. Rebels. So, we're getting it all here, but to keep on giving us all these Clone War guys, I think that would bog some people down, and that would, because if you're Star Wars or Hasbro, you want people to want to buy everything. And if you just keep on coming out with like every single wave is like, here's another Clone Wars guy, but he's got a different name. Of course, you and I are gonna buy it. But then your guys or girls that are like, hey, I've got a clone figure already, so hey, let me buy the next one. Or maybe they're just like, all right, I got my Luke Skywalker now. I don't need to buy the other 5 or whatever, however many they have.
Yeah.
They kind of do it that way. I got my Darth Vader, now I got him, I got my Anakin. They need to keep on doing different characters like that, where it's always giving you, something, someone new, a new character. Even the Clone Wars are new characters. Maybe hold off on those for a while, or just throw one in every once in a while if you want to, but you don't need to bog us down with them. And you need to reissue the Stormtrooper, the original.
Yeah, that would be nice.
Every so often you need to reissue him.
Yeah, I was just thinking, I mean, I don't want every single clone because it's not current, and most of them are dead. Spoiler. Or, what I mean? Just like, yeah, you don't know, come on. But I would love to What?
You always spoil stuff on your
I know I spoil everything. I mean, if you look, Commander Fox dead, all these guys, but Fives dead. Sorry, even though he found out the whole Order 66, he's gone,
Oh, that's right. Yeah, that was
killed by Fox. Traitor, but you look at other things like the Jedi's, Aayla Secura. You want all these characters that were killed off already too. I mean, Luminar Unduli, Kit Fisto. Some of those guys I would like to see, but I just wanted to bring that up. Like, if you got a Captain Rex, would you want Phase 1, or do you want to do like what they did with Commander Cody? He's Phase 2. He's got the ARC Trooper, more motif than.
I want the Phase 1. I wouldn't mind having both. But like the kind
And
of
should he have a head? That's the other thing too, underneath that helmet.
I would like a head underneath the helmet to where he could actually hold the helmet. I guess you could have two heads. One's without the helmet, and he could just hold the other head like the helmet. I mean, if you wanted to. But I like the helmet idea for that. They're doing that with Jango Fett. And then the other thing is like with the Star Wars stuff, it's like. There are some like side characters that I don't need. Like, I don't need the 30-something younglings that Anakin slayed in the Jedi Temple.
Come on.
Like you come out with them in like 5-packs. All these like little kids, and like they're like the Walking Dead series. Like some of them are cut in half and stuff. I don't
know if Disney would do that and go that far.
Yeah, it's like the whole thing with Kenner with
Park exclusive. Get the younglings that Anakin slayed.
Oh my god.
Only at your Disneyland store.
And you can like take them apart at the torsos and stuff, or rip arms off, and you have them all laying around at like some diorama. Like, I want to see that at the Hasbro booth. I would look at that and be like, damn, I can't believe they did this.
Oh man. But it would sell. It would sell probably.
Yeah, it would.
It is. It would probably sell.
We would buy them, but do we necessarily need them? No. Let them just be no-name younglings. That's probably the darkest moment in Star Wars history, I think.
Yeah.
Anakin just walks in there like, yeah, man, he just like killed like 30 kids.
Killing children. Yeah.
reminds me of what Kenner did with Uncle Owen and Aunt Beru.
Oh, torching him?
Oh god, yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah, that one. Yeah.
The torch. Yeah.
Yeah. It's like, really? Okay. Yeah, it's interesting, but I just wanted to pose that question really quickly. But going back to Transformers, and I got, after the Transformers, 2 more questions, topics, then open forum, whatever. But I think I've asked this before, but maybe not. You are the creative side of Hasbro, or whatever, of Transformers now. Where would you like to take it? Where would you like to take Transformers? As far as not just toys, but like creativity of like story. Would you like to reinvent it? Would you like to? What would you like to do? You have the poll.
I say IDW.
Well, they're already doing one.
IDW.
I'd have IDW Beast Wars. Like, that's
There you
what
go.
I'd have just.
I can picture that, like a Voyager leader class, pre-Earth Lao convoy.
So you'd create a.
Earth Wild Convoy. I'd have it all.
You wouldn't create anything new. You'd just keep it tied to a certain fiction.
I would
just
do
get the figures you want.
I would do what I know makes Hasbro money, and I would just shell out old crap, not really worry about much.
All right. Cool.
The only thing I could think of was if, let's say there was like some type of war or whatever, and then like they were like basically beat up, almost destroyed. They still had their spark, and they just couldn't function. And then a group of humans in the future, I guess the beginning of Age of Extinction, kind of the way they kind of did it, but a different way. But you have Matt Tracker and some of the others to where they're like, all right, well, we see these transforming pieces here. We can't turn them into robots again, but hey, we can, do this to where, we take tracks and hey, he's a Corvette, but we can do this little different thing. He's got wings and we can fly him. To try to introduce Mask into it, but then again, I'd just rather have Mask on its own. I'm just trying to, to answer your question, to add that new property to it while you still got Transformers and you're introducing Mask to it, to where it'd be a nice way to do a kind of a crossover, I think.
Yeah.
That's not a bad idea.
Yeah, I mean, I've always thought that they, as far as like a movie verse or United Hasbro universe went, that they could just say that Cybertronian technology fell into the hands of these rogue organizations. The government had to create like a military force in order to police that. That's where G.I. Joe came from, because Cobra is a
Extensive
organization.
enterprises.
Yeah, Extensive Enterprises is funding them.
Yeah,
under
Mars
the cover, whatever.
technology.
Yep, exactly. And then they could have, Miles Mayhem and Venom, on the American front, and Mask could be like on the in the United States as well, control and keep an eye out for them. And those vehicles, they could transform because of reverse engineered Cybertronian technology.
That would be cool.
And you even look at like Miles Mayhem. What is the Switchblade? Is what his vehicle's called? It's a
His first one, yeah.
Switchblade.
And you think the animated Megatron, helicopter. So I mean,
Yeah.
there's a way you could tie it in there. Obviously, you're gonna have to have good story writers. Someone that can come up with something better than me. But just kind of taking that idea. I'd be interested in it, especially if it's kind of a way to introduce Mask or something like that. But then again, I'd like Mask to be its own thing. But it's kind of a crossover idea.
Yeah, I would like that. I mean, anything new, refreshing would be great, or I guess maybe taking a little bit of the old but integrating it into something new, like what the animated series did. Gave us those G1 kind of characters, but gave us more of a Beast Wars flair because it gave us a smaller team, intricate members, and it was the same thing. Optimus Prime wasn't a full functioning leader; he was just a dude that was like
it also
with this ragtag team, like Optimus Primal was in a way.
Doesn't help that one of the writers was Marty Eisenberg. He was just Beast Machines, if I recall correctly. He may have kind of worked on some of Beast Wars, but yeah.
Yeah, or regardless of how cheesy it is, but RID, the new series right now, it's completely different. You got Bumblebee, you got this other ragtag team, and it's cheesy looking and everything, but it's at least new. I'm getting tired of Bumblebee, but it's different.
No.
I like that, and that's the thing I kind of like. I like more of just the change up from here and there. Just it'd be great instead of having we have Optimus Prime. Okay, he's taking on the Decepticons, Megatron. What's the moral of the story? Don't steal, don't plunder, don't be a tyrant. The Autobots will take you out.
No pirate stuff.
Another idea, just real quick, is I'd also like little super deformed and chibi looking. Them doing it that way. I think that would be.
They had a series that you would probably love, the Super Deformed Gundams. There was a series. You would love that.
Yeah,
I hated that series. They're like growing up.
Email it to me. Someone email me the link.
It's Gundam SD.
Yeah, me too, Dakota. I hated it. I didn't just care for that either.
Yeah.
Email me the link, man. I'll watch it.
But yeah, there's that. Let's see. Next topic. Yeah, we don't need that. I mean, I guess I can throw this out there so what you're collecting right now, whatever it is, within the toy realm, not into any weird stuff. Keep that for the Primal Cast. What would you like to see that you don't know yet, obviously, but what would you like to see released in that line? So Star Wars Black, what would you like to see? Masterpiece, Combiner Wars.
Like what they might actually come out with, not like some 6-inch line.
What
Star
you would
Destroyer.
want, but what's practical. Not
Right,
something
okay.
that I want a Combiner Wars Lyle Convoy. Or not Lyle Convoy, Lyle Kaiser. I want Lyle Kaiser. That's not really going to happen. Let's be practical.
I want the Batman animated series Batwing.
That's good.
Yeah.
Or Batplane, Batjet, Batwing, whatever they're calling it now.
How about Batcave?
That
if they did
too.
that?
I was gonna say that
Wayne
would
Manor.
be something that'd be awesome. Just like they did with Batman Returns, where Wayne Manor turns into the Batcave. So
So I'd like to see the car robots central group turned into Combiner Wars. So you'd have Sideburn from Dead End, you'd have X-Brawn from First Aid, Fire Convoy obviously from Hotspot. I don't know who else to add to that.
Some long lost brothers.
Yeah.
Probably Skid Z from.
And Tow Line.
Probably do Tow Line from Off Road, or the Ironhide with the cow pattern.
Oh yeah, those guys. I forgot about the little dudes.
Do Wars from Breakdown.
Yeah, Wars, Crosswise.
Or was it Rev?
Rev.
Rev was the Lamborghini, wasn't he?
Yeah.
Yes, do Rev from Breakdown.
I don't know about those others, but I definitely would be surprised if EFC, if the Collectors Club or BotCon didn't do like a fire convoy from that hotspot mode.
Mm-hmm.
I would like that.
And the combined form would be
Oh, yeah.
Omega Prime.
Yeah, Omega Prime.
That's what they should have done instead of that freaking Optimus Prime, that white Optimus Prime repaint.
Yeah.
Exactly.
How for the rest of you guys?
For me, since they did a real good job with Omega Supreme, I would like to see Planet X do the FOC Trypticon turn into the Nemesis.
Oh,
So that'd be cool.
Yeah. That would
And
be
he's
nice.
awesome.
Let's see. For me, because I am collecting the Halo line pretty heavily, since, they're actually putting up stuff that isn't The Walking Dead. I would like to see, stuff that we, for the most part, already have confirmed is, the rest of the Blue Team, the rest of the Fire Team Osiris. But I would really like to see the Forerunner Warden and the Arbiter, Halo 5 Arbiter. And as far as, Club.com stuff, Fractal, but, hey.
That's good.
Yeah, that was a gimme. Nice.
One day.
One day.
On peak.
Fractal from, the Fractal mold, not an animated swoop Fractal. I don't need none of that in my life.
So Fractal, like what? Like the Pterosaur?
Oh yeah, the Pterosaur.
The TA, the Transmetal?
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah, that would be nice.
Mm-hmm.
Trent, so you go?
Yeah, I would like to see done up to look like he could fit either in the Chug line or in the animated line, the animated Omega Supreme. Make it big enough to go up against make it big enough to go up against Devastator.
Wasn't that planned, if I recall correctly?
didn't Derek say it was?
Yeah.
That would be nice to have a Omega Supreme that turns into the Arc. Be something new.
Yeah. Trypticon into the Nemesis and Omega Supreme into the Arc.
Tulala says Dark Souls figures, Silver and Black Knights would be so sweet. I don't know. But Dark Souls isn't that a video game?
Yeah,
Mhm.
I haven't played it, so.
heard it's really rage-inducing.
Yeah, it's you have to be like not only stupidly good at video games, but just very patient, like all together.
I'm not a patient person, so. Like, I don't like the games where it's like a gun game where it's like, all right, we need to be careful here. Make sure you check all your corners. No, I want to run in there and just, you know, and just the guns ablazing, you know, just run around the whole map. That's the same way that I play like all first-person shooters. It's like I'm strategic in the way that I run the map. And kind of start, if I've been playing for a while, kind of predicting spawns and stuff like that, where my team is on the map, where they might spawn. But I don't sit behind a box and just like, you know, let's camp these dudes out. No, I got to be running around. Otherwise, I'm not having fun. So.
Cool.
The end. Sorry.
Cool. All right. For me, I don't know. I don't know. I can't really. It's a hard question because there's just so many things out there that I want.
We'll get a Millennium Falcon 6-inch line.
No.
Yeah, I don't think so either.
It'd just be too much. But the collecting world's different. People are spending more money. There's more like hot toys, again, like we said on the Cybercast. People are willing to spend more money on stuff. Mondo doing the Turtles, $150. We're buying third-party Transformers, which are really great, but they're unofficial. They're, you know, they just share the likeness and all that, but they're expensive. But I don't know how much a Millennium Falcon 6-inch would cost. Would they have to deform it to make it work? I mean, it would be great, but yeah, it's just probably something that the bigger the series, you know, the figures, the harder it gets. That's why I like the 3 3/4 inch. You know you're going to get vehicles, at least affordable vehicles. Not looking forward to that TIE fighter.
Which will get a a vintage style repaint. You know,
Oh yeah,
because this one's for the Force Awakens, but you know they're gonna repaint it for doing it for the vintage style. So
hell, I'll buy it if they repaint it as the Star Wars Rebels mocked up one by Sabine. I mean, I'll buy that one with all whacked out colors and stuff.
That one would be cool, you know, because now thinking about it, I was like, you know what, I'd probably buy that one too, or I guess I would, because as long as it belongs in the 6-inch, the black line, 6-inch line, then I'll buy it. You know, I think that's the easiest way to do it is because now that they're crossing over all these different, you know, series and putting them into one, that you can be like, hey, I can collect them all, and as long as they're, you know, putting it into the series, then you can buy it. So as long as you're collecting them all, so it seems a little bit easier than jumping from, okay, I need these Rebel figures, I need these Force Awaken figures, I need to backtrack these vintage ones, and like you're jumping all over the place. It's nice and easy.
Yeah. Did you see? I think this is correct. I'm pretty sure, but the case for the Star Wars Awakens 6-inch line, you get 6 figures, but the dupe in there is the Sith guy. I forgot his name now. Shoot, what's his name? Kyle, whatever. Whatever this. What?
Kylo Ren?
Yeah, that dude. You get 2 of him, but you don't get, you only get 1 stormtrooper, which kind of blows. I thought he would have been the dupe in the case, but he's not. But it's gonna suck if you want to, build up an army of stormtroopers.
Yeah, because I was thinking about buying maybe just 2, because I got the SDCC one. I was thinking about just buying 2 stormtroopers and then one of each of the characters.
Yeah. But supposedly that's what the case is going to be. One of each, except for the Sith guy, and I still can't remember his name. I'm a horrible Star Wars fan.
It's Kylo and then Ren. Kylo Ren.
Kylo Ren. There we go. All right. Moving on to my last topic, and I was just curious. Just kind of, I like to stir up the pot. Maybe not. Maybe it's just a dumb question. But YouTube being a job, I don't consider it as a job. I know there are people out there, and I'm not discounting it. That's a job to you because you get paid. The definition could be you get paid. It's a job. But let's say you need to get a real job that's going to pay more. I mean, unless you're really doing this balls to the wall and you're getting paid some buku bucks and you don't have that supplemental income, spouse, or you don't have a part-time or other job, would you put on your resume for 4 years, however long you've been doing it, I did YouTube videos? It's a job. It's a job, but would you put it down there?
Depends on the job that I'm applying for. Like, I don't know, if I'm applying for like an office job or something in upper management, I'm not gonna let them know that, hey, I made money doing YouTube, or I consider doing YouTube a job for 4 years. Like,
yeah, I know, but you had a gap though. Let's say you did them from like 2012 to 2015. You did YouTube videos, and now you went for a job, and now you have that. What would you do in that 4 year, like whatever time frame? What'd you do?
If I was going into a job for like video production, I would be like, okay, I made YouTube videos for this amount of time. But if I was going into, like I said, an office job, like, no way. Like, I'd just be like, I was unemployed. Like,
I don't even think that I put YouTube anywhere in there. I would say something about
self-employed.
Self-employed reviewer or something like that. And
I don't want to say YouTube. I was just like whatever.
Because it's the same thing. That's like whenever you look at like when you do your resume. Let's say if you work in a call center and they're like, what are your skills? And you're like, I answer the phone, or something like that. No, you go a little bit more in detail to where you're like, hey, I assess, this situation and and what they're looking for, and then I determine the best way to, where they need to go, basically, to where if you wanted to dumb it down, you'd be like, someone says ER. All right, ER transfer, goodbye, and then play movie, so, which is what actually happens, so you're gonna kind of beef it up a little bit for your resume to where you're still being completely honest, but you're not dumbing it down.
Yeah. And this is from a reviewing aspect. I didn't want to, say YouTube, because there's other people out there that do use YouTube for other things that make money. They're not just doing toy reviews. I'm talking about the toy reviewers out there and all of that.
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, if I work at Rooster Teeth or something like that, okay, yeah, I'll put YouTube down as a job, but I don't, so I'm not.
Let's say if it was let's see, like myself. I would probably not even. The review thing would be like the last bullet point on there. I would just say that like I, hosted a successful, talk show for however many years or whatever it was.
For 12 years.
Yeah. Well, however long I decided to take it. That's the way that I would put that on there, and then I would put on there, the bullet points about, this is how much it averaged or whatever. Especially if I was going into something like to radio or TV broadcasting, to where it would even make more sense to go into more detail about it. But if I'm just like, hey, here's, prior to that, me doing like, my manager stuff or sales or whatever. And then going into, let's say if I took 2 years and I was making enough money to where I was just doing YouTube and I decided I didn't want to do that anymore, then that's how I would title it. Like I was, successful, whatever, had a successful YouTube show. Or not YouTube show, but a talk show or something like that.
Yeah. I asked the question because it's becoming more of a norm for people to go out there and like, hey, I have a web camera. I have, I like these toys. I can talk about them. I can do this, and I can put ads. And you see it more now. You see a lot more people doing it, having ads, and trying to make it not as a career, but it's becoming more of like, hey, this is supplemental income. This is a part-time job while I'm going to school. Whatever you may be, as long, depending on how much effort you want to put into it, is how much you'll be able to take out and all that. And kudos to all those that can make a lot of money off of it, or live comfortably, or pay for their hobby. But I was just kind of curious because I was thinking my wife's a manager, and I was like, she was hiring people this last week or something. I'm like, what if someone came in there and had on their resume, while in school I did part-time YouTube work or something like that? Would you care? Would you laugh? Would that person be embarrassed? Would you consider them? Would you go look at their YouTube page to see that they're not psycho? I mean, all that kind of stuff.
I would, because like I've told you, like I was in management for 10 years, and like anytime someone told me something, then I would, like if they told me that they did YouTube, then yeah, let me check out and see what this dude's about, and like if they were just if they said anything racist or sexist or cursing a lot or anything like that, I would take that into consideration. One, I wouldn't hire them. Okay, that's the way I would take it into consideration. Is I wouldn't hire them. But you put it on your resume. You put it on there as to me, it's the same as like I worked at this place, and this is what I did here. It's the same as me calling that place and be like, hey, I wanted to verify this person worked here. They did this. Are they rehireable? Because you can actually, an employer can only ask like 3 or 4 questions. They can't like, oh, what was he like around everyone else? They can't answer that. They can only answer like 3 or 4 questions. And hey, I show them working here from this state to this state. So you saying that you're a YouTube reviewer, I'm like, all right, what's the channel? I'm gonna go and I can get more information watching one video from you than I can asking an ex-employer about you. So yeah, that would totally go into the hiring process, to be honest. So it can either help them or kill them. So.
Cool. That's all I got. So any other things you guys want to talk about?
Considering we're going to be doing this in a few more minutes.
A few more minutes, we just want to end it. Get on to the Primal Cast. Gotta hop that train and get on the next one. All right.
I might show up late. I gotta get something to eat.
So don't let it happen again, but it's fine.
All right. So I guess we'll end it here, and we've been going on for about an hour, a little over an hour. So, but again, back to a regular schedule. So, Cybercast, Aftercast, Primal Cast is only every 2 weeks. So, nothing next week. But you guys want to outro yourselves? Dakota, you will be the golden boy today. It's your first time there.
I'm Dakota. You can find me everywhere at Primal 7. Got Primal's coming up next. And yeah.
And the Primal Cast is where?
Oh, it's on my channel. It's on my YouTube Primal Sabbath channel thing.
Cool. Charles, where can they find you?
I'm Charles. You can find me on Twitter and Instagram at Optimus4Prez.
Right. Dalton?
I'm Dalton. You can find me on YouTube, Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram, all at Dalton TF. So if you want to see some Transformers reviews, go ahead and step on that monkey and subscribe.
Step on the monkey. I forgot about that.
Step on the monkey.
Just do it. Step on the effing monkey. Josh, where can they find you?
You can find me G1 Hextron everywhere.
Trent's.
Find me on Facebook and Twitter at Trent's5.
Awesome. And you can find me YouTube, Twitter, VictorySaber77, and Instagram is the VictorySaber77. And we will see you on the Primal Cast on Primal Sabbath's channel, and then we'll see you next week. So
Yeah,
have a good one.
If you want to
Yes.
invite, send him a message. So.
Yeah.
Yes.
Send Dakota a message through Twitter, Facebook, email, snail mail.
Somewhere that there's a Primal,
Smoke signals,
Primal
whatever.
Sabbath invite, accept. Yeah.
There you go. All right.
I do prefer fax, but hey,
Fax.
it is what it is.
Cool. And just drop at least $5 into his PayPal account, and that's how you get it.
Yeah, bare minimum.
So that's just allotted for like 5 minutes. So there you go.
Right.
All right.
A whole lot of time.
It says, hey, you can
like a
find me
parking
here,
meter.
and then you're done. Bam. So, all right. We'll see everyone later.